सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य श्री अरविंद, आप सर्वे कोर ग्रुपना सावित्री मेम्बरना सावित्री अपना मिशनना सर्वे सभ्यों, the most important issue that is all the while confronting us is uncertainty, dullness, suffering, misery. These are all different dimensions of the one issue, and that issue is the issue of lack of tolerance in our human matter. The factor of time is so important that it can cultivate visible thing and invisible thing both. The entire cosmos is microscopically present in our cell. So the velocity that takes place around us in the cosmos is in its miniature takes place in our cell. But we are thoroughly ignorant and thoroughly unaware of what is going on externally and what is going on internally. Either we look to external world, we forget our internal movement, and if we look to our internal world, we are incapable of looking at the external world. So there is no equilibrium between external reality and internal reality. Now Mother explains it in such a way that Mother wanted, while dictating the content of the agenda to Satprem, the totality of the cosmos which is being absorbed by her individuality. So there is a sound equilibrium, rather complete equilibrium between totality and the individuality, between Virat and the individual consciousness, between Virat and the individualized divine. Mother is divine. Mother is in totality divine. Mother is real representative of truth consciousness put into action. And it is the truth consciousness that is put into action results into energy. If stuff, presence, is not put into action, it doesn't result into motion or doesn't result into energy. So first it takes shape of the energy. It is the presence of the divine that takes shapes of the energy. Ardhanari, Nateshwar, Shiv Shakti, Radha Krishna. Krishna is a static energy. Purush is a static energy. Shakti, Radha, Parvati, Sati is a dynamic energy. But the static energy becomes dynamic energy on the strength of the determination of the static's divinity. And static divinity is God. Static divinity is Purna Purushottam Paramatma. Static divinity is Virat and is atom. Static divinity is self-existent absolute reality of Om Tat Sat. Static reality is only. There is nothing else excepting that. Ekameva dvitiyam. Unless it becomes dual, it is only one. Unless it becomes dual, it is only self-determinism, self-existent, absolute. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. But if it determines, then it is the projection of the self, it is the projection of the Om Tat Sat, it is the projection of Rutam Bruhat Satyam, it is the projection of what is all alone, absolute and total, becomes two. One dynamic and one static. So it is the static energy, it is the static format, it is the static existence in totality determines. And the projected self of the one itself starts resulting into multiplicity, in multitude, and that becomes cosmos. That is cosmos. So while multiplication of the self projected self becomes the cosmos, then what are the composite qualities of cosmos? Composite qualities of cosmos is one energy, that is determining energy. One divinity, that is determining divinity. Another divinity, that is self-projected divinity. And third divinity, that multiplying motion, multiplying velocity, multiplying movement accorded to the dynamic energy. So it is the dynamic energy that becomes the action. It is the dynamic energy that becomes the motion. And it is the dynamic energy that becomes the entire cosmos with all innumerable varieties. But it is all there in one atom, that was the experience of mother for the first time living in the human body. Very, very powerful notion as such. The body has become transparent. Mother says, the body has become transparent. Transparent means what? You can see your organs inside the body? No. You can see your lungs, stomach, intestines, heart in your body? No. You can have no division between cosmos and your individuality. You can enter into cosmos, you can return to individuality, you can leave your individuality and become cosmos, you can leave cosmos and get yourself individualized. This is the perfect liberty. You can be one, you can be all. This is, in Savitri, Sri Aurobindo indicates fourth dimensional sadhana. Consciousness is a fourth dimension of the aesthetic sense. That is the aesthetic sense, where there is not a single dot. It is just an ocean of consciousness. It is an ocean of divinity. It is an ocean of everything. There is nothing escape from this reality. This is absolute. This is total. But it can be smallest atom, molecule, electrons, protons, photons, Higgs boson, and still further, which are yet to be discovered. But velocity gets the form of infinity and the stuff gets the form of totality. So infinity and totality, they go together. Totality is infinity, infinity is totality. But totality is hidden in infinity. Infinity is an apparent format of totality. We can mark the movement, we cannot mark the force behind the movement. So the force behind the movement is the dynamism, is the dynamic energy, but virtually it has been projected, self-projected by the one universal self only. That is superconscient. That is Om Tat Sat. It is the self-projected form that becomes energy. It is the self-projected form that becomes motion. And it is the self-projected form that becomes infinity. Because it is divinity. Because it is divinity. Mother found everything in her own body, in her cell. Why? Because the veil of the body, the cover of the body, the layer of the body disappears. It becomes transparent. As you can look through the transparent glass, where inside and outside individually disappears. Inside also disappears and outside also disappears. You can look to something and you can see inside and outside together. There is no contradiction whatsoever. There is no distance whatsoever. So what is distance? Distance is a space. So if space is removed, then distance is removed. And space is removed, distance is removed, then you can be the same thing. There is no objective reality, no subjective reality. No seer, not seen. So you can be completely transparent, you can be whole at a time, and you can be individual also at a time, but it depends upon your will. And whose will it is? Will not of the projected object, will of the subject itself, will of the Paratpar Parabrahma itself. So mother could see in the very cell of his body transparently that Paratpar as such, that will maker is also within, and willed universe is also within. If both the experiences are simultaneously experienced, comprehended and understood, where no any other external instrument is required, you are that, you are that. So it is something inexpressible, but still mother tries to express it. So to speak, almost non-existence. Almost non-existence. We cannot scale it out with the parameters of existence. We cannot measure it out. This status as such is immeasurable. So it appears to be non-existent. It appears to be non-existence. And what is non-existent? Non-existence is invisible. It is invisible to our human eyes. We take it for granted that it is non-existence. But not, it is not non-existent. How can I say that I am non-existent? How can I say that I, who experiences the microscopic volume of cell and macroscopic volume of cell together without any partition, without any hurdle, without any curtain, transparently, then how can I say that it is not existed? It is existed, but the existence does not identify the existence. It is the existence that does not identify the existence itself, that I am existence. I don't know how to say it. However, I tried to say what mother says. I don't know how to say it, because it is inexpressible, it is indescribable. It doesn't oppose the vibrations. All vibrations pass through his body, so transparent that all vibrations, all different vibrations, all different velocities. Vibration is velocity. Vibration is movement. Vibration is a motion that passes from one point to another point. We can't say that from one place to another place, but from one point to another point. But they are all passing through without any hurdle, without any obstacle. That is what the experience of my cell, which I can register, which I can note down, which I can see, which I can understand. All vibrations pass through it freely, without obstacle. No obstacle is there. They are moving freely. So absolute has got the absolute liberty. Absolute is absolutely free, and absolutely is absolutely infinite. It is absolute, that is absolutely infinite. Absolute is absolute divinity. Absolute is absolute existence. So absolute is absolute manifestation. If existence is absolute, if self-existent is absolute, then self-existent can be absolute manifestation. So absolute manifestation of absolute is life divine. Absolute manifestation of absolute existence is life divine. So supramental is a bridge in between. That was indirectly given to understand by supramental body of Sri Aurobindo to the human body of Mother, presenting her own physical cells. So this is for the first time ever in the history of spirituality, Divine has granted the experience to the chosen soul on the earth to launch absolute relativity on earth. And that is why Mother says, and the body itself hardly feels its own limits. Now my body, I can see, but it doesn't feel hardly any limits. It doesn't feel limit. It has become the whole cosmos. It has become the whole cosmos. That is, you are Swarat. You are supposed to be Samrat. You are Swarat, but you are supposed to be Samrat, because virtually you are Virat. So there is no distinction between Swarat, Samrat and Virat. It's quite a new sensation. See, it's quite a new sensation. Up till now, sensation as such, Mother doesn't say it, experience, sensation. You can feel it anywhere, here, there, everywhere. I can feel it in my own room. But it is the unique sensation. Up till now, no yogi, no scientist, no experimenter has ever experienced this type of sensation. So it is a sensation. It's not merely a thought. It is complete experience of the whole body totally. Whole body totally. And body, what is body? Is absolutely transparent. Vibrations can pass through it at any time. I see it came about rather progressively, but its novelty makes it difficult to describe. It's so novel, I experience, that it is beyond description. I cannot describe. Indescribable. This is neti neti. Rishis reached that state, could not get it down on the earth. Now Mother's accountability is to bring down the cosmic reality to the cellular reality of the body. Cellular reality is microscopic existence, and cosmic reality is macroscopic existence, but existence is absolute. So that cell is also bound to be absolute. So the absolute nature of the cell is to be reawakened as the absolute nature of the cosmos. That is immortality. That is divinity into relativity. The body itself no longer feels limited. It feels spread out in everything. See, it feels spread out in everything. It is everywhere. There is no limit to it. So space is absolutely abolished. So when space is abolished, no motion is required, no velocity is required, no transfer from one place to another place is required, then time is also not required. Then time is also not required. You are at one place, simultaneously you are at thousands of places together. So time is also not required. So if matter is rightly understood, if cell is rightly understood, cosmos can be rightly understood, and cosmos can be rightly understood, then there can be a link between cell and the cosmos, then atom and the cosmos, point and the circumference, then you can get free from all limitations. So space is also limitation and time is also limitation. So you can escape safely from time and space both. So you are beyond time, you are beyond space, because you are real what you are. You are real what you are, because you are absolute what you are. You are feeling absolute totality because you are absolute totality. So cosmos is absolute totality, your cell is also equally absolute totality. It's become very funny. Looking to it seems to be very funny, impossible, illusory. It's really new. No, it's not funny. It's really new. I just have to be a little attentive and careful not to bump into things. I must be careful in describing it. I cannot bump here, there and everywhere without understanding. Mother is individually also conscious of Satprem, who is sitting before her and is taking note of what mother is uttering, even in this state of consciousness. It might be supra transcendental consciousness, because she is Virat now. She is not individual, she is Virat also. So whatever is being expressed by the mother is so cautious that Satprem is sitting there taking note of it. So mother says, no, it's not funny. It is something new. It's really new. I just have to be a little attentive and careful not to bump into things, or when I hold something, the gestures are a bit wobbly. It's very interesting. And it must be a transitory condition until the true consciousness is established. It is a transitory consciousness until the true consciousness is established. Then its functioning will be completely other than the one it had before. Then it will be functioning, and thereafter I can see the real functioning of the cells in my body as all different planets, stars, and whatever is there in the vacuum, whatever is there in the cosmos, they are also functioning. Similarly, in my body, all these molecules, atoms and cells, they are also moving. So the pattern is common. Pattern within is the pattern outside. Movement within is the movement outside. So time within is the time outside. Space within is the space outside. Reality within is the reality outside. And if reality outside is infinite, reality living within is also infinite. That is what mother wants to point out. Then its functioning will be completely other than the one it had before, with a precision which I can foresee as extraordinary and of a very different order. For example, for many things the vision is clearer with eyes closed than open. With eyes closed, if I can get my eyes closed than open, so vision is clear. With closed eyes, I can see the cosmos as well as my internal reality. If I can open the eyes, my internal reality disappears and the external reality is made visible. So long as we are in our individual body and individual organism, all limitations started to be the part of our experience. If I am beyond it, then there is no limitation with closed eyes open. But I see now, it is hard sometimes to hold it out. It's hard. There are moments of distress, which would translate into almost unbearable physical pain for any ordinary consciousness. Now I can feel physical pain, as if my consciousness getting so vast, expanded, getting again contracted as individual. I can feel physical pain. I can feel physical pain because of the expansion of the consciousness of individual and contraction of the consciousness of the individual. My individual consciousness gets expanded as cosmos, and once again it is so withdrawn that it becomes so contracted that it becomes my individual consciousness in my body, but I feel physical pain. So physical pain is not important here. It is the real experience mother had undergone on that particular point of time is important. The mother's sensation was also at that time so powerful, so accurate and so actual that it is not dream, nor it is some sort of daydream. It is not illusion, it is not hallucination. It is the real contact of the cosmic consciousness with individual consciousness, and it is the real expansion of the cellular consciousness. It is real growth of the cellular consciousness into cosmic consciousness. So time is also conquered and space is conquered for this moment at this stage by the mother. So this is what her victory over death, her victory over time, her victory over limitation of space. If time is conquered by the timeless quality of consciousness, and if space is conquered by the unlimited absolute quality of the consciousness, this is for the first time that mother had undergone the experience of the new functioning of the new consciousness. So it is a new experience. The outcome is that the body itself has really changed consciousness. Now I can say that my body has changed its consciousness for the very first time. There is no longer anything there. It's all transparent. It's something everything can go through. It is something that anything and everything can pass through it. So I am vast and I am individual simultaneously. Ekoham bahushyama, the example, the experience of Paratpar, transcendental consciousness, is experienced by the cellular consciousness of the mind, of the body, and of the physique of mother's individual body in her own room. That's all.